Hi, everybody. My name is Erica Lane. I am a certified birth and postpartum doula in the Columbus, Ohio area, and welcome to my channel. On today's video, I want to discuss with you the reasons why I became a doula, give you a little bit about my story, and if you're interested in becoming a doula, how you can do it too. So I have two daughters, and with the birth of my second daughter, it was a little bit of a traumatic experience, and I felt completely unsupported. And it was with that birth that I realized that I did not have the support that I wanted and needed, and it started with the medical staff. I had a well written out birth plan that I wanted to be followed, and it was actually thrown in the trash. And there was a lady there who was my nurse at the time who felt it was in my best interest, probably hers, to get an epidural. And I realize now, being in this field, that me having an epidural was one less patient that she had to really focus on and worry about and provide comfort measures and all that stuff because I was numb. So I went into the hospital with a scheduled induction, which I wouldn't have done had I known the things I know now because my baby was not ready to come out. And I got an epidural when I was 2 centimeters dilated. I was barely having contractions. And she's like, well, why would you want to feel contractions anyway? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So I'm like, well, let me get an epidural that's going to make her job a lot easier. And that's really not the mindset to have. So when I went to my 6 week checkup with my daughter, I was explaining to my doctor at the time that I just did not feel supported. I did not have what I wanted and what I needed to really get the birth that I envisioned for myself. And she's like, well, why don't you hire a doula for support? And I'm like, well, what's that? And why didn't you tell me about that when I was pregnant? So I didn't know what a doula was. So I started to do my research and I really was like, this is like interesting. Like, I knew I wanted to be in the medical field. I didn't want to deliver babies, although that kind of, I don't know, one day I might be a midwife. That's another story. Um, and I was just like, this is what I really want to do. And then I started to see the research and the numbers of Black women who die during childbirth due to neglect. Black women are 3 to 4 more times likely to die over any other race during labor, during pregnancy, during postpartum periods. And most of these deaths are preventable. And that really, really drove something in me to want to dive in and do this work. So I waited until my girls were older. So I'm a single parent. So I knew that a lot of babies like to come in the middle of the night. And I wanted to wait until my kids were a little older before I made that decision to take the training and become a doula. And that's what I did. So I chose to train with Donor International, and I trained in April of 2020. So we all know what happened in the world in 2020. The world kind of shut down and my training occurred, and then doulas weren't allowed in the hospital room. So I spent the first 6 months just like after my training, rereading my training materials, reading the books that I needed to read for my certification, watching births online, trying to practice what it was like to be in the birth room, and really got my feet wet in that way. In January of 2021, I attended my first birth because the person that I was supporting did not have any other support. So I was able to get in the labor room. And when I tell you that birth changed my life, it really changed my life. And I am so grateful for that experience because one, it was just me and her. And it was like we were meant to walk this journey together. Like her being my first client, and it was just such a beautiful experience. So once that baby was born and when she came out, it literally solidified my purpose for doing this work. It gave me something to say, yes, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and this is what I'm going to do. And I cried. It was like, it was literally an aha moment. Like, oh, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I will forever, ever be grateful for that baby for gifting me this experience. So if you love birth, if you love women, if you love being supportive, there is so much room in this space for you. Someone's going to have a baby every day. And I like to tell people that, like, there are thousands of people that give birth every single day. There is no reason for doulas to be competitive with other doulas. And I like my doula sisters, like we are sisters and we love to support people and we love to build each other up. We love to encourage, we love to refer. That's just kind of what we do. If you've thought about being a doula, there are so many organizations that you can certify with. I would just make sure you do your research. What went well for me may not be the best for you, and what went best for your friend may not be your shared experience. So make sure you're doing research behind the organization that you're choosing to certify with. Make sure their values and their beliefs align with what you believe in. You don't want to stand for an organization that you ultimately are ashamed to be certified by. So just keep that in mind. There are local doula organizations here in Columbus, Ohio. I'm a doula trainer if you're interested or if you're locally. But just do your research and just do it. So many people need us. So many women are counting on us. So many families need our support, not only for birth, but also for postpartum to actually make it through the first few days of being a postpartum doula. So if you're interested in becoming a doula, I'd love to share more with you. I'd love to be your cheerleader along the way. So many women need you, so many babies need you. Do the work. We need you. So that is my story. I am here because I am needed. I'm here because I found my purpose in life. I'm here to educate, mentor, train other people along the way to do this beautiful work of birth. And if you're interested in coming along the journey, best of luck to you. You have someone cheering you on. And if you need help, I'm here to help. So thank you for watching. Please feel free to like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a good one.